Hi, everybody, and welcome back. Tonight's story is about a man who had a really funny name. His name was Gideon. And here's a picture how somebody imagines he might have looked. Gideon, and he's talking to somebody else who, well, let me tell you this story and you can figure out who is who, okay? It goes like this. And this starts after Joshua and the people have been living in the land, the promised land, for a little while. It starts like this. God's people were known as the Israelites. They lived in the beautiful land of Canaan. Because it was such a nice place to live, other people wanted the land for themselves. And sometimes they tried to take the land from God's people. Oh boy, that can be a problem. Sometimes when people have something nice and somebody else tries to take it from them, or people get jealous, like Joseph's brothers got jealous about him having the beautiful coat that he was wearing, a lot of trouble starts when somebody wants somebody else's stuff. Anyway, this time it was the whole land they wanted. One of the groups that wanted the land was called the Midianites, and they did manage to take over the whole land. And they did what the Egyptians had done. They made God's people slaves. God wanted a leader for the Israelites who would help them. This time, God picked a shy man named Gideon. You know what shy is, right? Shy is somebody who doesn't like to be in front of everybody, who tries to be quiet, who doesn't want people to notice they're there. Shy is somebody who doesn't like a picture taken, and they go like this. That's shy. Sometimes people pretend to be shy, but Gideon really was. And God picked him as the leader anyway. God knew that Gideon was the right person. And when God's angel found Gideon, he was hiding food from them, from the Midianites. God's angel talked to Gideon. So that must have been who that was in that other picture. That must have been an angel that God had sent to talk to him. But God's angel did talk to Gideon, and the angel told him, "God is with you, mighty warrior. God has chosen you to be the leader of his people against the Midianites." Gideon did not think he could do the things that God asked. How can I save God's people? You never do that, do you? I mean, you never say, I can't do that. I'm not tall enough. I'm not strong enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm just not the right one to do it. You might find out you really are able to do the things that somebody asks of you. In fact, that's one thing parents do all the time, is they ask people to do more than they think they can do, so they learn that they can actually do it. Maybe that's why somebody tells you, you're big enough to tie your shoes for yourself, so that when you're 18, nobody has to run out onto the football field and tie your shoes for you. Anyway, Gideon had to learn that lesson too. Gideon didn't think he could do things that God was asking of him. But the angel said, "Go, tear down the idols made for other gods." So Gideon went and he did that. He tore down the idols. But Gideon still wasn't sure. Then Gideon asked, "Please give me a special sign so I will know God is with me." "I will leave wool from sheep on the ground. In the morning, make the wool damp with dew, but keep the ground dry." So he would know if the sheep's wool was wet and everything around it was dry, he would take that as a sign from God. He said, Then I will know that all these things that God asks are possible. And you know what? He went to bed then, and he went to sleep. And right now, I'm going to stop the story there so you can go to bed and get some sleep. But remember, God asks a lot of people to do a lot of things, and he knows what he's doing. Good night, everybody.